sometimes to see the black spiny iguanas. But so let me see if we can see the black spiny iguanas. And them might be a bit difficult for you to see them because they really come flooding to that wall. Let's go, heading down little by little. But down here, it's much better to us to see.
They transformed the basketball court into a tennis court.
Black and green.
Used to have basketball games up here and five-a-side football.
On that is a little girl. We usually have male animals and they also feed on plants. Black spiny iguanas are capable to grow to a length of 3.6 feet long. And these guys could live for 60 years. 60 years is a lot of time. But when it is coming to these guys, I could say that they're all common through Central America, but they're originally coming from Mexico. Black spiny iguanas are also known like wishwilly. Wishwilly is a short name of the black spiny iguanas, and it is meaning or referring to eaters and destroyer of everything. Why? Because if you have your garden with a lot of veggies and flowers, they will be feeding on everything what you have in your garden. If you're growing your chickens, one is missing today, the other one gone missing tomorrow. These guys are hunting for your chickens because they're omnivores. If they find a dead rat, or either those eaters and destroyer of everything. But now, you might notice that they're living in a concrete wall. They might be living in a bunch of rocks. Visit the archaeological site, and right there you'll be seeing the black spiny iguana. Very dangerous sickness, non-contact with these guys. Don't touch them, right? But today we'll be learning about green iguanas. And if we're so lucky today, we'll be having a little chance to at least. And that is the time where you might be able to pet them and to touch them. I'll be showing us the friendliest one, not the aggressive one, right? The friendliest one. Let's pet this side because my friend, she wants to see her green iguana. Yeah. Sometimes we might be able to see a howler monkey. Sometimes we're not so lucky that we couldn't be able to see none of, the howler monkeys or peacocks or booties. Sometimes we just are. But today we have luck. We see the black ones, and I hope we will see the howler monkey. Right? So let's head this way, my friends. Let's take a closer look, on the green iguana. And let's learn about what is going on down there. Out here, but that is what we keep sometimes because sometimes we expect schools visiting us. But sometimes we have schools that are going to such place they couldn't reach to that side. That's why they come to this place. This morning at 10 o'clock, we had up to 102 kids down here, making a lot of noise. But that is what, right? Or either do, welcome to San Iggy Hotel. During the 1996, the project started. It was founded by Miss Mariam Robinson and Mr. Daniel Velasquez. These two guys were a great heroes before, because although the law was not enforced to protect green iguanas, they managed to continue with this project going on. During the 1996, the project was not here. It was by the riverside down there, and you might be walking like 15 to 20 minutes so that you could reach down there. But now, you're taking a short walk and you are right here. When it is coming, guys, to the project, it was mostly an educational project. It was only open for schools and inside guests. Our main goal out here is to teach our local children in schools and our local people not to hunt green iguanas. When it is coming to the overhunting here in Belize, local people usually hunt for a pregnant female iguana when it is coming to this time on Easter, taking the eggs and the meat like a delicacy, like a traditional, eating them when it is Easter time. And that is how these guys are decreasing our green iguanas. And that's why they became to be an endangered species. And that is the same reason why we have a conservation project where we are trying to protect, to conserve our green iguanas, not to them to go to an endangered species again. I hope we're doing something good. Right? But in 2003, they managed to bring the conservation project from down there to up here, and it was officially open to the public and to all our guests. This project is a non-governmental project. It's only from the hotel doing this, with your contribution that you pay at the front desk. You're also helping this project going on. You're also helping Marla's House of Hope, where we have a lot of orphan kids. You're also helping Cornerstone Foundation feeding program, where we usually have a lot of eldest people that they could be in a wheelchair, or either those are blind, they couldn't work no more, and that is what we gather all your contribution, buy a lot of groceries and take it to them so that they could have a better life, on this country of Belize. But now, in 2008, the law get enforced to protect green iguanas. Right? That's why we have, new rules coming up. We have an open season, we have a closed season. Right? Open and closed. This is what we usually give for the schools. Right? So that the little kids could be painting the iguana and they will be, asking some questions also. But I see that some of these little papers stay right there. I'll be giving to my little friends. You want to paint a green iguana? Here we go. We have a picture to paint it. Right? We have some, that is level. The closed season is, guys, that, that is November to August. Why is November to August? Because November to February is mating season. March and April is where our green iguanas are laying their eggs. May, June, July, and August is where the eggs will be hatching, and that is our closed season, no hunting. If our local people hunt on that time, they will be having a charge of $5,000 and they will be ending to jail for a couple years. When it is coming, guys, to the open season, local people that have this culture, they're allowed it to hunt for one of them. At this time, they need to have, a license or either do a permit from the law. If they doesn't have that license or that permit, they're not allowed it to hunt for none of them. Right? They need to have a license. But now, when it is coming to the law, it's a serious problem with the law. It's against the law to keep a little iguana like a pet at home. It's against the law to sell them in a restaurant like a dish. It's against the law to hunt them in the closed season. They are not allowed to do those things because it's against the law. But it's not against the law to take pictures. You want to take a lot of pictures, videos? It's not against the law. You could take 1,000 videos a day, 1,000 pictures, and it's not against the law. Let's head in there. Let's learn about green iguanas. I doesn't know everything, my friend. I keep learning every single day that is going by. But if you have a question, I am here to answer your questions. Right? Yes, go ahead.
I have a question. So you said they're not allowed to hunt unless they have the permit or the license.
Yes.
So for like private owners who have private property and stuff, how do you go about enforcing the law, or what should someone do, or how can we go about finding whether the guys that are hunting the iguanas, how can we identify or recognize whether they're legally allowed to?
How you could know when is the time not to
No.
hunt them?
When the
Or
guys
what you could do
are hunting.
are hunting, when they're hunting the iguanas. What you have to do, my friend, is that, we got the law all about Belize. You could give a report if they're going into your property.
I have that issue.
If you go, if a local people are going to your property, because we release our green iguanas in private properties all over Belize. If you have I could say like 5 acres of land, 10 acres of land beside the river banks. And then the conservation project will be going to you and they will be asking you, did you want some iguanas in your property so that we could release them? Because that is where local people are not allowed to hunt, when they're in private properties or protected areas. It's against the law. But now, if we place iguanas in your property and suddenly you see a couple young guys are going to hunt your iguanas. You could immediately report it to the wildlife, you know, because that is the, I could say, the vet that is in charge for all, you know, the animals that are here in Belize. If you see a little, you know, a little possum that is, you know, really hurt, you could take them to that vet because she's really in charge. And she is together with the forestry department. We also have a forestry department, a group of people where they're in charge, you know, to take care of the jungle and animals. If you want to cut down a tree, you have to have a license. If you want to hunt for a wild animal, you have to have a license. That is where you could go and immediately report them, and they'll be going and visit you. But if you want, you know, to capture them, who are the guys? Place some little cameras around your property, because it's your property, and it's not against the law to place cameras, right?
My next question, how do one go about to become a member?
Become a member about?
Become a member for like the conservation and preservation of the iguanas.
To become a member about this conservation project is a non-governmental project.
But right? How do I, like, say someone like me would be interested in becoming a member? What do I gotta do to become a member?
What you want to do if you want to become a member of this place? I could say, first of all, you have to go, you know, and present yourself to the owners of this place together with the, I could say, with the forestry department. Because, like me, I am a guide of the iguanas. I am not the owner. But if I want to join them, I have to go through a lot of, you know, I could say, training to learn about what we are trying to do. Because this project is a private project. This is not from the government. These are the, you know, are the owners of the same people from the hotel. The same owners of the hotel, they are the same owners of this project, right? And that's why you have to go through a lot of training with them, and that is what you will be speaking with them, that you want to be, you know, a part of that project, right? We are just workers, really interesting to know about it. But now, let's head in there. Let's take a closer look on our green iguanas, right? If you have never seen an iguana, today you'll be able to see one of them. Let's take a closer look on them, and, you know, let's learn about iguana. You might notice that I have a little, you know, a friend right there taking a little nap on that wood. And, you know, let's head in there and take, you know, a closer look on them. Those are the juveniles, this are the babies, and this one is the nesting area, and this area is for the adults. The guy that you're seeing here is Gomez. Gomez have 7 girlfriends in here. That is Gomez. 7 girlfriends. Right? He could have more, but we have a limit for him. 7 only. But now, Gomez is the male, and this is how a male iguana is looking like. The females are busy digging on that side because they want to lay their eggs. That is the nesting area, and this is the time where they lay their eggs. But now, when it is coming to green iguanas, let's learn about them, and then afterwards, you know, we'll be trying to at least try to pet him, to touch him. He won't bite you. He's really friendly. He's taking a nap. But if we come right now and pet him, he'll be waking up and he'll be running away. So right now is the chance to see him, to take a closer look on him, on the parts of their body, because it's a very interesting, you know, information. But now, green iguanas are considered to be a herbivore species by feeding on plants, fruits, veggies, and flowers. They will eat bugs. They will eat meat. They will be feeding on plants, fruits, vegetables, and flowers. But when it is coming to green iguanas, take a closer look on the tail. Green iguanas go through a process. Guys could release or detach the tail, or in other words, they could lose the tail completely, and it could regrow back again. By doing that process, they could do it 12 times in their entire life. More than 12, they also pass away. But if a green iguana releases the tail on the black stripe, it might regrow all black in color. But if these guys lost it on the brown stripe, that's why it had regrown all brown in color. They wouldn't release or detach the tail like the geckos. Have you seen geckos at home? When you touch the little tail, they usually drop it off. They wouldn't do that. They will be releasing or detaching the tail by a predator biting them from the tail. That is how these guys will be releasing the tail so that the predator will be staying with the piece of the tail and these guys will be running away really fast. But the tail usually takes 6 to 8 months to regrow it back again. When it is coming to these guys, I could say that green iguanas also have a long toe. And they use their long toe to sustain their body if they are falling from a tree. Monkey use tail, green iguanas use the long toe, and it is really strong to sustain their entire body. But now, when it is coming to these guys, they usually have 2 sets of dorsal spines. One to intimidate predator. The other one is on the tail to defend yourself. The 4 sets of dorsal spines that you might take a closer look is on their back, and they just use them to intimidate or either do to scary predators. How they will be using it? That these guys, they normally puff up like a little frog. Dorsal spines go straight up, and you might think that it's really dangerous to your skin, but not. It is really soft. The other set of dorsal spines is right here on the tail. These little ones that you see here, they use it to defend themselves. Their main defense is the tail, and that's why they will be giving you a whip, and with that whip they will be bursting and cutting your skin at the same time because it is really sharp like a little blade. But now, green iguanas also have a fat cheek. This way, especially males. Males have a fat cheek because they use their cheeks to store fats. Females, they use their entire body to store fats, and it doesn't have a fat cheek. But on the cheeks, they have a big scale around it. And that big scale, we call it the subtympanic plate, or either though the subtympanic shield. And they use it to protect the jowl. The jowl is a little pouch that is in there that they use to store a lot of fats. When it is coming to summer season here in Belize, most of their leaf is getting dry, most of their fruits are falling earlier, and these guys, it doesn't find a lot of food to eat out in the wild. That's why they store a lot of fat so that these guys could be able to survive. A green iguana go through a process on that time where these guys could last for a week or either up to a month without eating anything, and they will be able to survive because of the fats. But now, green iguanas also have a little flat part underneath their neck. Take a closer look on this little flat part. This little flat part here, we call it the dewlap. And the dewlap, they use it like a little solar panel so that they could be able to collect the heat of the sun. Early in the morning, they will be extending their little dewlap with their head going up, and they will be having their dewlap this way because they are trying to absorb the warmth of the sun. When the sun is rising up in the morning, they usually extend their little dewlap because these guys are cold-blooded reptiles. They need to collect the heat of the sun. That's why they use their little flat dewlap like a little solar panel. When it is coming to the dewlap, they also use it to communicate with each other. How do they communicate with each other? By extending their little dewlap with their head going up, and it will be going down. Up, down, and we call it the head bob. So they will be doing this, right? We call it the push-ups, or either do the head bobbing, because that is communication. That is how they communicate with each other, and that is how they will be doing when they're trying to communicate with their girls, right? Head bobbing. But now, the only noise that these guys might do is a hissing sound. They might hiss at you. If you're trying to play with them, they doesn't like to play. That's why they'll be hissing at you. But when it is coming to these guys, if you notice, they have a colorful stuff at the center of their head. And there's little colorful stuff that you see there. That is what local people call the third eye of the iguanas. Or either do the pineal eye or the parietal eye. But that is not an eye. That is a photosensor gland that they use to capture shadow movement that is going on the top of them. Any predator that is, flying on the top of them, they're capable to capture shadow movement, and they could be up to 50, 60 feet on top of the tree, and they could jump from up there on the ground. Nothing happens to them. When it is coming to these guys here, they also could submerge yourself into the water for 30 minutes without coming on the top of the water to take a next breath. Excellent swimmers. Very good on swimming. So now, males get mature at the age of 7. And these guys could grow 7 feet long, that is 2 meters in length. Males, they usually change their color to an orange in color. Why they change their color to an orange in color? To attract the girls from far. The more colorful the males are, the more girls they could attract, and that's why males are not loyal to females. By changing their color, they attract a lot of girls, and they will be mating with anyone. Why males are loyal to a tree, but why they're not loyal to a girl? Because males, they usually get mature at the age of 7, and they travel to find one tree where they will be making their return. And that tree becomes their home, their habitat, and their territory. That's why they're loyal to a tree, but not to a girl. Males are aggressive and territorial. They doesn't like when another male is trying to climb the tree because they'll be getting on a serious fight until one of them passes away. So males fight until to the death. That is how males are. That is how males behave. Fighting until to the death. But when it is coming to these guys, you might notice that males, they have their head bigger and with the fat cheeks. The dorsal spines will be bigger, and their color in orange in color. That is how you could see what is a male in a common way. But when they're juveniles and babies, they're looking very bright green, but sometimes they have the same color, and you might notice that it's so difficult to see if it's a male or either to a female. But if you take a closer look underneath the legs, take a closer look. These guys have the femoral pores, the white dots that are going down, and that is how you could see if it's a male or a female. Females doesn't have femoral pores. Only males have femoral pores or femoral glands. And they use it to release a pheromone around the tree so that they could be able to mark territories. Right? Very interesting how these guys are. Let's bring a little girl so that you could see what is a little girl, when it is coming to these guys. I'll be bringing a little girl. Let me see if I can find one. Females get mature at the age of 4, and these guys, will be growing 5.6 feet long, that is 1.5 meters in length. Females are not loyal to a male, are not loyal to a tree. The girls keep traveling and traveling, finding more males so that they could be able to fertilize very good their eggs. Females are capable to lay 70 eggs at once. The eggs are not so big. It is looking like a little ping pong ball, and it's a soft shell eggs. It's not a hard shell eggs. So females, they usually find the river banks where they have a lot of sun. And they're capable to dig 5 little holes, lay their eggs one in one, cover it back, and leave them there. They wouldn't say to guard the eggs. They wouldn't say to take care of the babies. They just want to get rid of the eggs, and that's it. Mama is not around to guard the eggs. Mom is not around to guard the babies. When the babies hatch, they need to survive by their own. 50% of the eggs will be hatching, and 30% will be surviving. And most of them that will be hatching are males. Why they're males? Because of temperature. Temperature allows or determines on the sex, if it is going to be a male or either to a female. Out there, we couldn't control temperature because it's all natural. When these guys are laying their eggs is on March and April. When the eggs are hatching is on May, June, July, and August. But the month of May is still being a summer season, that is 3 months of the year, that is March, April, and May. But when it is coming to the month of June, July, and August, supposed to be a rainy season falling down so that the temperature could control by itself to go to a cooler temperature that is for females and a warmer temperature that is for males. And out there, females and males will be hatching. But now, that rain is not falling here in Belize because of global warming, because of deforestation. And that's why we doesn't expect the rain falling on time from since March, April, and May, that is summer. Summer season continue going on. June, July, August, September, October, November, up to December we expect summer. And most of them are hatching males because it's a warmer temperature. Right? There is no eggs that will be a male. There is no eggs that will be a female. Only the temperature controls on the sex. Right? Because of a warmer temperature, only males are hatching. But now, we have a problem. Females are not hatching. The little few that we have out there, local people are overhunting them. And that is where the conservation project is taking over by having a breeding program and a rescue program. Our breeding program is that these guys mate in captivity. Females getting pregnant, laying their eggs in our nesting area, which is a big pile of sand, the last room. So they will be going in there, taking one little hole, 2 feet in the sand, lay their eggs, cover it back, and leave them there. They wouldn't stay to guard the eggs. They wouldn't stay to take care of the babies. They just want to get rid of the eggs, and that's it. But now, what we do with the eggs? We collect the eggs. We place the eggs in a special incubator. We control the temperature to hatch the 95% females and the 5% males. By controlling the temperature to a cooler temperature, that is 77 to 89 degrees Fahrenheit, we usually hatch the 95% females. And if we are using a warmer temperature, that is 90 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit, we usually hatch the 5% males. But all of them are going back to their natural habitat at the age of 2 years. Why at the age of 2? Because at the age of 2, they will be biting, whipping, running very fast and defending themselves. They get to know what is a human. They get to know what is a predator. And that's why they will be defending themselves. But now, the life span of a green iguana is 35 years in captivity, 15 to 20 years out in the wild. When it is coming to predators, we also have a lot of predators. We have hawks, tyras, snakes, possums, crocodiles, jaguars, and the worst predator is humans overhunting them, right? But now, green iguanas also release and shed their skin, or mold their skin. But they wouldn't do it like the snake. Snake does everything on one. These guys do it by little parts: head, body, feet, hands, and tails. But now, green iguanas also release salt from their body. How they release salt from their body? In a form of a sneeze. We humans sweat. Green iguanas are cold-blooded reptile. They wouldn't sweat, so they release salt from their body in a form of a sneeze, and a big liquid will be coming out from their nose. That is how they release salt from their body in a form of a sneeze. But now, when it is coming, guys, to our rescue program is, if you see an injured iguana out on the street, you could contact the San Ignacio Hotel. We'll be gently going and pick them up, bring them here to our conservation project. Take it to the vet, give them medication, feed them very good, and then release them back to their natural habitat. If these guys are injured, they will be staying with us. Missing an arm, missing a leg, they are blind, they will stay with us, right? So, any questions so far?
How many eggs do they lay in one shot?
How many eggs? Sorry, guys. Nearly 70 eggs at once. 70. They are not like the chickens. The chickens might lay one this morning, and in the evening they will be laying an next one. And they keep doing the same thing all over the time. These guys, 70 eggs at once. Everything on one. One coming behind each other. Up to 70 eggs. Right? Really interesting how these guys are. You want to touch them? You could come ahead and touch them. You could pet them. Right? You could go ahead and pet them. They wouldn't bite you, they wouldn't whip you. No, these guys are really friendly. Yes, you could go ahead and pet them, my friend, before they leave, because they will be walking out about the place afterwards, right? Really interesting.
Oh, they are kind of.
They're soft, rough, you know, but it's how green iguanas are. Yes, the female too. Though both of them were a pet before. But now it's against the law to keep them like a pet, and that's why they're here. Right? They're really friendly. We're not allowed to hold these guys because right now females are pregnant and the male is really, you know, I could say is really active. You're trying to pick them up, you will be having a scratch, and I don't want nobody to get a scratch because they have really sharp claws, right? Their claws is really sharp. They doesn't use it to scratch, my friend. They use it to hold on really good, you know, when they're climbing on top of a tree. That is how they are, right? At least we gotta try to at least pet them or to touch them. So now, while you're walking, you guys, you know you're going to this side here. This is the nesting area, right? Take a closer look. Laying their eggs, cover it back.
And then they usually, in the wild, they leave the eggs?
Excuse me?
In the wild, they then just leave the eggs?
They just leave the eggs. In here also. They just leave the eggs, cover it back, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it. They are not there to guard the eggs. They're not there to take care of the babies. They're
So
not
how
there.
often do they do that? It's just once a season?
You know, one time for the year, yes.
So it's happening right now?
Yes, that is what they're laying their eggs right now. They're trying to find a place where they will be digging and they will be laying their eggs, covered back, and that's it, right? That is how they are. Yes. Juveniles is on the other section there. Those guys are 2 years old. And at the age of 2, they will be biting, whipping, running their paws, and attacking predators. Right? When it is coming to these guys, this is what you might see that their juveniles are 2 years old. They will be biting, whipping, running their paws, and defending themselves. But that doesn't mean that we have a lot of them in here. We have released some of them back to their natural habitat, but now we just left with a little few here. When it is coming to babies,
Juvenile.
my friends, the babies are only thinking of 55 centimeters in length. When it is coming to a baby that doesn't know what is a predator, it doesn't know what is a human, and that's why and that is the best thing that these guys love to do. Playing and licking is the best thing, right? At this age, you know, local people usually love to take them like a little cat because they doesn't know what is going on with those cats, right? They're playing and licking, they're very bright green, and that is how they are. You might notice that they have a bluish color, you know, on their face, but, right? Yes, you want to come in, my friend?
So is this one?
Because I will be exposing this.
Yeah, are they older than this?
No,
Like,
that girl that is having a brown color, it's because she'll be, you know, releasing the old skin, right? They release and shed the old skin, that's why they become to a darker green, because they will be shedding the old skin. Take their time on growing. And that's why you might notice when it's a male or either though a female, right? Very interesting, my friends, to learn about, you know, iguanas.
are we allowed to hold them?
You are not allowed it to hold them, my friends. So, those guys, you know, although they love to play and lick, we are not allowed it to hold them, because that is how they are, right? We have to be rules, you know, rules are coming from the law, from the government, although it's a non-governmental project. If we doesn't obey rules, afterwards this conservation project will be closing
Trying to
off.
lick, right?
I heard that in San Pedro they have a little place where you could see iguanas. But you know, it have get closed because if you're not treating them really good, you know, the government will be closing your place, right?
Yeah, they're trying to lick even if
Like, they love to be playing, they love to be jumping, they jump on top of, you know. The only time that we touch them, we pet them, my friends, is when we're giving them a shower. They all go through a shower. We give them a shower 3 times for the week, so that these guys could feel much better, much comfortable, because they couldn't get a shower by themselves. You have to give them a shower, right? That is how they are. Any questions? Any questions? You want? That is how these guys are.
There's a male out there, he said.
Gomez was today, tomorrow is my friend, and we keep doing it the same thing all over the place. So that these guys could be fertilizing very good. Right? Yes. Really interesting, my friend. So let's now wash your hands and then we'll be cutting off.
It looks like it's gonna jump the way it's standing.
yeah, he's like that. Doesn't it look like that?
Yeah, it looks like.
The male was over there. They have this source herb here.